Welcome to the Legally Speaking podcast. I'm your host, Rob Hanna. I'm pleased to introduce to you our Clio Con 2023 mini clips mini series. Today, I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by a very dear friend of mine who we've known online and through the worlds of social audio for a little while now, the wonderful Dimple Dang. So welcome to Legally Speaking podcast.
Well, thank you for having me, and it's great to see you here.
It's an absolute pleasure. Yeah, we are recording live from Clio Con in Nashville. I know you as a supreme legal marketeer and knowing all things social media, but tell our listeners a bit more about you.
Absolutely. So yes, my name's Dimple Dang. I am a legal marketing expert and also an AI strategist. I'm also the host of the Mesmerizing Marketing podcast. And my dear friend Robert has been on my podcast a couple of times, so you guys can check out those episodes. But, you know, really seeing like this shift happen in the world of how people do business. And I'm really fascinated by AI and what it can do. And I think that lawyers need to incorporate it more. And then from the keynote speech this morning, it just kind of validates what I've been thinking all along. So I'm really excited about what the future holds.
Yeah, I'm excited. And obviously you're always thinking of the next thing and staying ahead of the curve. What are you saying to lawyers when it comes to marketing first? Because I still see not enough lawyers really taking it seriously. So what would you say to those that are maybe a little bit risk averse or still not looking to take the step over, and how can you help?
I think the first step is, also like allocating time towards marketing, because understanding that, yes, it does take a little bit of effort and time on your part. Even if you hire marketing strategists like myself to come in, it takes a little bit of part, right? For example, if we're creating a podcast show for you and we're recording content, repurposing it as reels, we need you to physically be there to record, but that's not a huge time commitment. So one, commit to actually dedicating time every single week for your marketing. And in fact, if you know you're going to be in court, you're going to be working in a big trial or deposition, then what you should do is you should actually batch your content and, get it done when you do have a slower period and then you have enough content. That's what we do with my clients. And the other thing is that you have to realize that the whole marketing landscape for the legal industry is changing very quickly. So with that change, you have to be able to pivot and evolve, because if you don't, you're going to get left behind. And then you're going to wonder where the leads are when they stop coming in. So instead of that happening, it's better to be proactive. And if you are not good at, doing the marketing yourself, then retain the services, of someone like me or someone else who can help you do that so that you can focus on what's really important, which is running your practice. But you do have to dedicate time towards marketing as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. No longer can you be invisible nowadays. In the world of online, you have to be visible. You have to be out there. You're great at helping people build a brand, get out on the line. But let's talk a bit more about AI, because it's the buzzword of 2023.
Yes.
You obviously know a lot about AI. What's your take on that, particularly lawyers listening in? Hey, Dimple, where do I start when it comes to AI? How can you help?
I think when it comes to AI, like, for example, I think if you can learn the fundamentals of how to use it specifically for your practice, but also your practice area, because each practice area is different. So if you're a personal injury lawyer, right, how can you use it to be more effective, like when you're preparing for a deposition? And you can do that with AI. How can you use it to actually get rid of like all of these, files and consolidate information, or maybe write a client letter, things like that. And then for all lawyers, I think using it for marketing purposes, even if you have someone that's handling your marketing, there are times when maybe you want to post something yourself, but you can actually use AI to create content that's very niche and targeted, that speaks to your target audience. So I think it's about knowing how to prompt, knowing how to use it, not being afraid of it. It's okay to be afraid, but step into that fear knowing that it's something good. I always say step into your fear knowing that it's going to be something good for you, and do it scared, and get someone to help you who knows and understands AI so they can break it down for you on a really lower level where you get it and you understand why you need it. Because everywhere you look in all this technology and software, whenever I open up a new platform like Descript.com and all these things, they're all incorporating AI, and they're doing this because they're smart. They know that if they don't incorporate it, they're going to get left behind and they're going to start losing their clients. And that same rule applies to lawyers in the legal industry, because AI is really changing the way people do business. But AI itself, Robert, is changing so fast too, that every time I blink, there's some new innovation. There's some new thing. Now you can talk to ChatGPT. I mean, every time you look, there's something different. So it's about embracing it with open arms instead of being fearful of it. Like, you might see a story of this lawyer got in trouble, but you know what? You don't have to be that person because you know that you're going to do things the right way and fact check. So use it to your advantage.
No, I like that. And you talked a lot about embracing it and things are changing very quickly within the age. How do you stay up to date? What are some of the tips or resources you use that you would give other people to help them stay up to date?
Well, you know what? I spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos. I also have a membership to AdWorld Pro. So like there's like all the top, and then actually just got back from the AI conference, which was a week ago in San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
So there were, people like, the, people from Google and Pinterest and Hugging Face and all of these big, companies. So it was really interesting to see the innovation and, what they're doing in terms of like, the data science behind it. So I like to go to conferences, learn about it. I like to spend my time actually taking courses even and, watching YouTube videos, all of that. And I'm always like searching online, like for articles and I'm seeing like, what's the newest tools and how can I use them? There's so many tools. They're not all good. You have to know which ones to use that are going to get done what you need. So I say this way, make a list of all the things that you need to get done in your practice and then reverse engineer it and say, okay, what can I use? What AI tool would be useful for me to get this task done and this task and this task? And then literally you can, automate your firm and your business and what you do. And down the road, that means you're going to save money. You're going to be more productive. You're going to be more organized. You're going to have more, case intakes coming in. So it makes sense to embrace it with open arms, and I love AI. I tell you, like, me, if you know me, well, Clubhouse, we don't go on there that much anymore, but ChatGPT and all those things. So for me, it's like as much I can learn, it's changing so fast even for me. I wish I had like 48 hours in the day to sit around and learn about AI.
Yeah, me too. But I think it's definitely where things are going. You clearly are well up to speed with everything. You're coming to all these conferences. Just tell people your Clio Con experience, and would you encourage people to come to future Clio Cons? Next Clio Con next year is going to be in Texas, in Austin, which is going to be awesome. But yeah, tell us about your experience and why people should come to Clio.
Well, you know what? It's my first experience coming to Clio Con, and I have to say I am impressed. I absolutely love it. The keynote speech this morning was absolutely amazing and right on point. But what I love about, Clio itself and just what they stand for is they really stand for innovation. And they're really one step ahead, making sure that they are creating a product for revolutionizing the way that lawyers do business, the way that they do their intakes, the way that they do everything. And I think it's brilliant, and then also the lineup of speakers. We've got Chris Voss in here.
Yeah.
He actually was, when I used to be in LA at my private club, he was one of the speakers back then. And he said he was writing the book. So now he has his book. So it's really interesting to see that. And Mel Robbins, a lot of great speakers, but also just even the tracks that they have for different, talks and stuff. They're split up into categories like growth and resilience and things like that. So I think there's something here for everyone. But my gosh, there was like over 2,500 people here, Robert. I didn't know that when I came into, the main room this morning. I was like, wow, this is one of the best legal conferences to go to. Yeah. So I say, get your tickets now.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a hell of a production and experience, and everyone will take something from it, that's for sure. And we've got to meet in person after so long and do a podcast together where you can tell our listeners all about your awesomeness. And if people want to find out more, what's the best way for them to find out more or to get in touch with you about your products and services?
Absolutely. So they can go to my website, which is attorneymarketingexpert.com. They can connect with me on LinkedIn under Dimple Dang. They can also go subscribe to my podcast called Mesmerizing Marketing, which is on Apple, Spotify, and now on YouTube and all other major platforms. And, spoiler alert, I'm going to be launching a new podcast specifically for the legal industry called The Brilliant Lawyer. It's been in the works. Actually, it's funny. I actually have 2 interviews already recorded, but I put it off for a while, but it might launch this fall or winter. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So definitely check out Dimple, folks. She really knows her things when it comes to all things legal marketing and all things AI and strategy. So it's so good to see you. But for now, from all of us on the show, over and out.